For you listeners, that was a couple of seconds, but for me, time has passed. A week. I believe it was the 22nd day that I recorded the introduction part. Now it's the 31st of July. So let's begin the predictions. And I have a big pile of notes here in front of me. Four paper rocks, in fact. And let's begin with my Premier League predictions. Number 20, Bournemouth. I just think that Scott Parker won't be able to lead them any further than the bottom spot, and I think that indeed Scott Parker will be the first Premier League manager to be sacked this season. So they will be 20th in my opinion. 19th, I have Nottingham Forest. Now, I've seen a lot of people think that they will stay up because they beat, who did they beat? Did they beat Arsenal and Leicester or something like that in the FA Cup? But you know, Borough beat Tottenham and United. It's not like that means they're the best team in the championship and will automatically win the championship now and then will finish 8th in the Premier League. No. Although I absolutely admire Chris Wilder, and I think and utterly hope that he will be able to lead them to promotion this season. And yesterday their season started. They drew with West Brom 1-1. I also hope that Swansea will come up and maybe Sheffield United or Cardiff. Probably Norwich will be coming up, but they lost their first match to Cardiff. Actually, both sides got a red card. I watched half of the game, and that's not a very good start for the Smith side. And you know, they'll have a lot of work to do if they're going to dominate the league once again, like they have in the past, well, twice in the last 4 seasons in there. But yeah, back to the Premier League. 19th indeed, Nottingham Forest. I've seen a lot of people say that they will stay up, and I don't know if that's because they signed Lingard or what. I don't think that Steve Cooper will be able to keep them up, and they'll finish 19th. I don't think Steve Cooper will get sacked either, because it was so surprising that he got them promoted last season anyway, in the first place. Although I can't quite understand how you can get Nottingham Forest with that poor looking side promoted, but not with the great looking Swansea side he was managing earlier. He was quite close, but I think he should have really gotten promoted with them. Certainly, and now they are in quite some trouble, Swansea, in fact. Didn't even make the playoffs last season. 18th. Now this is the first really controversial one, because newly promoted sides are really never controversial to say that they are going to go down. But 18th, Southampton. Now, they've not really signed anyone good. They've just signed 2 Man City's under-23 players, Romeo Lavia and there was some other guy they also got from there. Don't remember who it was, but they've been quite close several times, and I think now this time they won't survive it and they will go down. 17th. Now, I know what you're saying. Surely it's Fulham already. Surely. But no, it's Leeds. Because they replaced Rafinha and Calvin Phillips with essentially Luis Sinisterra, who is a good player, but I don't think he's really good enough to replace Rafinha for them to finish any higher than 17th. And then they signed Brendan Aronson. He's really, I looked at his stats, he's an attacking midfielder, and they paid 30 million for him. And I looked at his stats, and I don't see how anyone could value him at 30 million. But we'll see how he does. I don't think very well, but he might prove me wrong. Wouldn't be the first time I've been proven wrong. Then they signed Mark Roca and Tyler Adams, also from the Bundesliga. It looks like Jesse Marsch is looking to bring back former colleagues of his in was he at Leipzig at some point, or was it Salzburg? I don't know. But players from, I think Brendan Aronson was in fact from Salzburg, and Mark Roca and Tyler Adams, were they maybe from, I think one of them, Mark Roca was from Bayern, and Tyler Adams from Leipzig. So a lot of German and Austrian signings. We'll see how they'll do, but I don't think they'll get any higher than 17th. I would not be surprised if they got even relegated, because they're not really good. Obviously, they were very, very close to being relegated last season, but Burnley got there just before them. Now 16th, Fulham. Why? Because, well, I must say, I am a bit biased. How do you say? I don't know why it has never come to my mind to check how the word is pronounced, because I think it's biased, isn't it? I've heard it being said, but I can't recall right now how it's pronounced. I mean, for some reason my brain says biased, but I think it's biased, isn't it? Yeah, I think so. But yeah, because Marco Silva is one of my favorite managers, even though he nearly got us relegated. I'm an Evertonian, as I said at one point already, I believe, if it's the latest recording where I said it, the one that will be in this podcast and you have heard, unless you have skipped all the way here, which I certainly hope you haven't. Although, I mean, it kind of doesn't matter to me, because it's not like I'm getting money for this. But it would be nice that if I record an hour-long podcast, that at least someone would listen to it all the way through. I think I myself will at some point. I won't have time to listen it completely before releasing it. So if there are some kind of issues there, then that is quite unfortunate, because I'm not going to be able to fix them then. And then the first episode will be what it will be, because now it's Sunday, the release is on Thursday, and tomorrow on Monday I'll edit the small bits. There's not much editing I have to do with this, so I won't have an hour to listen to this. However, on Tuesday I'm going to play a football match. Tuesday, did I say Tuesday? Yeah, I think so. Wednesday I'm flying off to another country. Thursday I'm flying in back, and that's obviously the release date for the podcast's first episode. So at that point it's late already. Where did I start? So I came into this. I don't know, but what I was going to say is that Marco Silva is one of my favorite managers, and that's why my opinion is a bit biased. And however, I see there's a lot of creativity in the squad, and I think that because of that, and because of Marco Silva's masterclasses, Mitrovic will finally get his proper breakthrough season in the Prem and get at least 15 goals and keep Fulham up. They have, in terms of creativity, at least Harry Wilson and now Andres Pereira from United, and then they have the wingers and fullbacks. I believe they play with a 4-2-3-1 like Silva's Everton played in 1819 and in 1920 until he changed to was it a 3-4-3 perhaps, what he tried when it seemed inevitable that he's going to get sacked. And yeah, I think that they will stay up. 16th. Fulham. Yeah. 15. Now I think some of you are there like, well, but Everton finished 16th now. Surely they are 15th now. But they are not. Call me biased, anything you want, but Everton are not 15th. But Palace are. Crystal Palace, because Conor Gallagher was quite a player for them last season, and I don't think they've been able to replace him. And they're certainly not going to be able to get him back either. So I think that's going to be the reason why they'll finish 15th. Also, of course, the better players, or some of the better players, not necessarily Eberechi Eze or some others, and the younger stars in whatever. But Zaha, who I think is very overrated, has been for years. It was ridiculous that Crystal Palace demanded, like, what was he, £65 million for him. Probably never got offered anything more than 40, and quite rightly so, because he's never been worth anything more than £40 million. And I think he's just such a skill merchant. I know he had a good season last season, but I don't think he will have a very good season this season, however. Because he's such a skilling merchant. Like, I just don't like players who do so many unnecessary skills. Seriously, what on earth is the point? Just do your couple of little, how can I possibly forget the name of the simplest, the most simple skill move, so to speak, almost in FIFA terms, unfortunately. I don't like FIFA anymore. I'm a Football Manager player, but no, step over, yeah. Almost said overstep, and then it came to my mind, step over. Just do your couple step overs, but don't do your bloody 10 step overs there, and then not even getting through the player, past the player, through, whatever. Or fake shots. I love fake shots. I do them myself all the time when I play. And that, but rainbow flicks and that. So that's why I dislike players such as Neymar, Zaha, Saint-Maximin. And unfortunately, Gordon has said, Anthony Gordon of Everton, my favorite club, like I'm now, for some reason, felt the need to say for the third time in this podcast. But he has said that Neymar is his favorite player because he does so many skills. So I certainly hope now that Gordon does not start skilling like that, because that would be terrible for us. His end product was terrible in the first place last season. If he now starts skilling every time he's on the ball this season, he'll not get one single goal contribution, not in the Prem. Then he should go to Ligue 1 and play for PSG. They'll get 35 goal contributions anyway, despite not really even trying. Yeah, and also the fact that Neymar is his favorite player probably also explains why he was diving so much last season at some points. And I think it's quite concerning that both Richarlison, who now of course went to Tottenham, and Gordon both idolize Neymar. And I just hope that Gordon will not face his downfall because of that. Yeah, maybe I should speed up a bit with these predictions now.